Hello everybody, happy Friday. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me in full HD surround sound? I know you can't see me because I'm all blurry for some reason. Hello. There we go, that's a bit better. Yes, I think all sound problems from last week should be sorted. I was about to come on and say I'm all prepared this week, but I literally got to 3 minutes to 9 and went, oh, and I hadn't done any of the things to set anything up. So, you know, we'll see how we get on. Hopefully things will go okay. I have a new feature for you this evening. Ooh. If you've seen any of my social posts today on the Discord server, I was about to point at the Discord server there, but it is not there for some reason. The Discord server. Or a YouTube post to put out about the Aquarium confession booth. We're trialing a new feature to see if, you know, bit of fun. If you are new here, this is the Aquarium Adventures channel. This is a fish keeping channel, but this is more laid back, more bit of a fun time, just hanging out, seeing how we get on, a bit of a chit chat, a few games. So I want to up the interaction and the audience participation and that sort of thing. So the idea is, if you haven't seen it, I have graphics and everything. And background music. Let me know if that's too loud though, because we can sort that out. But anyway, it's the Aquarium confession booth where you submit your confession, anonymously or not. I will read it out in the Friday night live stream. You and I will all react to that and see whether or not we think that's a heinous crime deserving of some kind of punishment, or a simple mistake, or a well-intentioned oddity, and you're deserving of absolution. So, if you go, there will be a link to a form. Let me just copy that and I'll put it into chat. Too loud, says Stephen. There we go. So you can let me know. You'll be asked several questions. Do you want to be anonymous, what you did, and whether or not you repent, or you're like, yeah, I would do it again. So that's the idea. So we'll try that in a little while. I've had a few submissions already, so one of them made me literally spit out my tea that I quite liked. So I'll submit them. I might not get them all tonight. I might not get all of them in, because it might be a thing where we just drop them in here and there throughout the evening, and we'll save them up to have weeks worth of them. So the Aquarium confessions. The idea is we get to a little bit of catharticism. Is that a word? Catharsis? Whatever that word is I'm going for, where we share the pain, where you make your mistakes. We might not all condone the behaviour, but we get to lessen the load by sharing. A problem shared is a problem halved, or all those things that we say. And maybe we'll learn something, maybe we can offer some advice as to how to avoid said situations again, or maybe we can just have a laugh and move on. We'll try it, see how we get on. Let me see if I can get my chat working, say hello to everybody. So I know there was some people in earlier on, but I cut them all off. So we're starting with Lee. Hey all, how we doing? Morley, nice to see you. Stevie P, hello from New Hampshire USS, the United Starship. Are you in space? USMC 72409. Oh, I've forgotten your name already. You told me this last week and I said I was going to remember it. Don't be offended though, because I've been working with people for years whose name I forget on a regular basis. So sorry. Gas Musk from Sweden, how we doing? From Blaine, Washington. Bandit Fishing says, good evening all, just cleaned out my filter, so I'll be a little bit discarding of old water. That's fine. You have me on in the background listening to my dulcet tones while you do your fishy jobs. That's also brilliant. Stuart saying, how we doing, Stuart? BB Junkie from Belfast, how we doing? Sounds good, yes. Yay, sound works this week. That's what we want. Apple Gal, I'm watching in front of my beta tank, and Angel just gave you the side eye. I'm used to getting side eye. Simon, and I'm back on radio too. Stevie P says it's a bit too loud. Fair enough. We'll sort that out. Mandy's in. Jonathan North. Melanie. That was it. I did know that, honest. I'm just testing you. Average Dan, how we doing? Fish Fam Link, how we doing? Fish Fam Link has a spanner now. They have been moderated. Put Belfast on the map. Your wish is my command. In fact, we'll do it while you can all see. Saved maps, live stream viewers. Doxing myself if I don't zoom out a wee bit. Live stream, why are we not on this? Saved maps, live stream viewers. There we go. Add a place. Belfast. There you go. Why is it scrolled out? Is it added Belfast, South Africa? No, we have got Belfast. So, for those of you who don't know what's going on here, I'm trying to create or collate a list of where all my viewers are from. So, we had one from Portugal last week. So, still no Chinese viewers, still no Indian and Pakistan. Like something like 40% of my viewers come from India and Pakistan, yet none of them ever come to the live stream. A few Australians, some Americans, no South Americans either. No one from Greenland. I suppose they're a bit busy. So, you know, if you're from an interesting place, Melanie and someone else said they were from somewhere earlier, didn't they? Blaine, Washington, someone said. Blaine, Washington, USA. There you go. That's been added. And New Hampshire in space. There you go. That's added as well. This is the first channel I've ever set a reminder for. My goodness, I feel... Oh, I feel pressured now. Don't know about that. Have you got Tamworth on there? I don't know if we have got Tamworth on there. We do now. There you go. It's New Hampshire, USA, not USS. Fair enough. I jest, of course. You put me in Labrador, but that's okay. Oh, sorry. BB Junkie says, I cleaned my Owassi. That's a fun word to say. My Owassi Biomaster for the first time yesterday. Didn't reconnect the pre-filter correctly and dumped a load of water on the living room floor. That'll teach me for laughing at your FX6. Yes. Filters are something that can humble people very easily. Very easy to do. Maybe you should submit your story to Fish Room Confessions or whatever it is. I've already forgotten the name of the feature. Daniel Chadwick says, Hi G, been following you on YouTube for a couple of years. This is my first time in the live stream. Because, you know, it's Friday night and I have better things to do. Thank you for joining me on the one time you couldn't find anything better to do. I realise it was a mistake that I had to lean into scheduling my live stream for a Friday night at 9 PM because you've got to be hard pushed not to have a better thing to do on a Friday night at 9 PM. But, you know, I've leaned into it. I've taken my licks. I've only had to fight off one person for my time slot. So it is what it is. I did it when we were in COVID and nobody could go anywhere. So I had a captive audience. And yeah, I used to get over 100 people when I was doing it during COVID now. How many have we got now? I bet it's like 30 or something. 36. 36 of the best people, though. That's what I can say. John Barrett Artist says, I've been following you on and off for many years. Did you ever get your plywood tank repaired? I'm from Swindon. Let's add Swindon. Swindon, that's one of the 2 places with the magic roundabouts in the UK. I did not get my mega tank fixed. It has stopped leaking though, so it's a thing that it does every now and again. But it'll very, very small leak, and then obviously I think the wood just swells up and it seals itself. It'll probably do it again in a few weeks' time. I've been having some thoughts about my mega tank. Come back to that. I'm going up to Quebec next week. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get on, but I'll try. Adam, you let us know if you do, and then we'll put Quebec on the map as well. Middle of Wales, says Jonathan North. Arthrog, A-R-T-H. R-O-G. I can't spell that. Arthog. Put an extra R in there for some reason. Yep, added. Tucson, Arizona. Added. Is Portsmouth on the map? It is. Cheers, Braddock Tamworth. Sheffield already is, but feel free to add my second home of Grand Canal. Well, if you're there and watching, that's the rule. You have to be there. My FX6 is currently clicking like buggery. I think the impeller's just worn out and needs replacement. Sometimes just taking them apart and putting them back together again does wonders for a filter. Sometimes it buggers them up completely. It's supper time here in Newfoundland, so I watch while I eat. I hope I don't put you off. Vectra and other parts of the Armitage clan are in Birmingham, which I don't think is on the map. Is it not? I'm sure we must have. We have to have some Brummies. I remember slagging somebody off because they came from Dudley. Dudley! Well, we ended up going north of Dudley. But we'll put Birmingham on. Why does it do that? It makes me think it hasn't done it. But it has. There you go. There's Victra. Got a good bunch. I did indeed. Anyway, if you are new here, thank you for joining me. The general gist of things is we try and do a quiz round about past, usually late, and then we do another feature quiz, shall we say. I have extended the run of... This button's not working. Oh, I'll try to get a button for it. Answer Smash is back for another week, so we're having our 5th version of Answer Smash. That'll be done later on. As I said earlier, we're trying to introduce a new segment called Aquarium Confessions. We'll fit that in somewhere as well. And then the rest of it is just ask me questions, bring up points. If you want to talk about something, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And that's kind of generally it. It's not going to be me sitting here lecturing you about fish tanks or fish or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a bit of a hanging out while I enjoy a beer, which is a Stormy Triple, the Belgian triple from Brassière de Bellevaux, which is this one. And I must say, not liking it. But we will persevere. It'll be fine. So, I mentioned about Megatank. So, Megatank is my very first big build, my big DIY build. Again, if you haven't seen any of the channel content, one of my things, I'm the Temu guy and I'm the guy that builds big aquariums. My first attempt at that is my 8 foot by 4 foot by 3 foot big Megatank, hence Megatank. I was talking about potentially doing something because it's a bit leaky and it's not very good. It was my first tank. I learned lots of lessons from making that tank, but all the mistakes were made on that tank. So it's not the greatest, but it's perfectly serviceable and I'm kind of, it's fine with it. but it's an awkward size as well because it doesn't. It could be bigger and be more impressive and using up. There's probably like a 12-foot space that this 8-foot tank is in, and I've tried to cram in another rack with some tanks in it, and everything's just awkward. It's like, ugh, squeezing along trying to get at stuff. So I was thinking I might just dismantle Mega Tank completely and rebuild a 12-foot version of the same size, to fill the entire size. And then I was thinking, like, Mega Tank 2, which is my much more successful second large tank, which is a 12-foot DIY tank, but it's built on levels, so as I can have tanks underneath and tanks above. I might do something like that and have Mega Tank utilizing the space above the tank as well as the tank itself. But I have this week has been a bit of a, pardon my French, a bit of a ball ache in general. But I spent a lot of time sitting waiting in places. And the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking about maybe just getting rid of Mega Tank altogether. I'm going through a bit of, I don't want to say I'm not loving it at the moment, but I've lost 2 fish from Mega Tank this week. I've lost one of my original Oscars, and I've lost one of the catfish. So the catfish, actually, the little Linz cat. And it's just made me be a bit like, it's not because of water quality issues. It's not because of any kind of disaster. It's because it's got big fuck off fish in there, big predatory fish. And I think they go rogue every now and again. They are big fish and they just go mad every now and again. I've witnessed it where there's 99% of the time they're fairly docile and they're just chilling, doing their thing, eating their pellets, eating their mussels, eating their prawns, whatever it is that they're doing. And every now and again they'll be like, oh, I fancy a bit of that fish. And you're like, what the? It's stressful. I think that's possibly the only way to describe it, is it's stressful. And I'm not enjoying that stress. I feel a lot of guilt and responsibility. I feel a lot of responsibility for those fish because a lot of them, in fact, almost all of them now, are rescues where I've taken them from one of Fish Vet, one of our loyal viewers, when he shut his tank down, and they're kind of here. I mean, they're effectively my fish now. He's given them over to me, but that's fine. But I feel an extra level of responsibility because they were his fish and I've taken them on. And it's stressing me out when they do this. I'm not hugely experienced with monster fish and predatory fish, but everything that I have read and I have learned over the years that I've kept them, it's kind of what they do. They're big predatory fish, so they do big predatory things. And it is stressing me out. Because, like I say, I feel this extra level of responsibility where it's a lot of things. It's that they're rescue fish from another person. It's that they're new fish to me, and I'm on the internet. So all those 3 things combined, they like heap on. I don't think there's anything in the rest of the fish room, like even the African cichlids, the mbunas, that's new to me as well. But I don't feel any level of stress with them. It's not that they're expensive, because I've got expensive discus and the L number plex and all kinds of things in there. I don't feel any level of stress with them, even if they get sick or something goes wrong in there. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever, I can fix that. We'll sort it out. No problem. I could be sat here typing away doing my work, and I'll just hear a big splash, 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 and I'll be like, oh shit, what's happened? And I'll run over and something will be getting beat up. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm loving it. I don't know if it's just because that's this week and I'm having a particularly shitty week, and obviously 2 fish have died, so that's never good. And it leaked again the other day or the other week or whenever it was. and it's an awkward size and taking up an extraordinary amount of room. So I don't know. I'm going through a bit of a personal crisis as to what to do with it now. I don't know whether to get rid of it completely and just replace it with. So here's another thing. I'm also thinking about making a little bit of a change to how I run things, and maybe making more of a move towards becoming a business, selling fish, plants. Not, I'm not going to set up a shop or anything like that, but it's just something I've been considering for a long time. It's kind of a plan B if get made redundant or whatever. A stepping stone to that might be doing it from home, appointment only. And another thing I've been considering is, why don't I take the helicopter view, as the twattos say, but it has made sense. I know I love discus fish. Discus fish is my thing. Why don't I just do discus and everything associated with discus? It's the thing I know best. It's the thing I love best. I could import lots of discus. I could do discus breeding projects. I could do discus plants. I could do discus tank mates. I could be the discus guy. Anything you want for discus, come see Graham. He's got all the discus stuff that you need. As well as regular fish instead of regular fish. I don't know. So all these things are thinking that I'm going on. And that would likely be so like I'd get the pet shop license back again and do it all legitimately and above board and all that kind of stuff. But it would likely be I would run the fish room as like a small shop that it'd be invite only, so you'd have to buy appointment only rather. Not like I'd just be open to the public, you can come whenever you want. It would be you'd have to make an appointment if you wanted to come and view some fish or make some purchases or whatever it might be. But I could market that better, and it's not quite as big a leap as going full retail, so there's that as well. But it's also, it was my first proper big project was Megatank, so I'd be sad to get rid of it. But I've also been downsizing over the last year or so, where I've been getting rid of multiple tanks to concentrate on fewer tanks with big ones, so that I would be ripping up that playbook and starting again. So, I don't know. It's just very, very difficult to figure out where I'm at the moment. So I've had lots of car trouble this week and various things, so I've spent hours and hours sat in a cold, dead car at the side of the road thinking about all these things and what to do and all that kind of stuff. So I've gone round in circles with it. I've painted myself into a corner. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But that's where I'm at. It's just lots going on there. Hang on, something's going wrong. I've missed out loads of stuff. Sorry, I'm miles behind. So anyway, that was my mini rant, shall we say. Oh, Melanie's filled out a confession form. Excellent. Shall we do a confession before we do the quiz? So the idea is, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to read the confession, and then I'm going to have a poll, and then we will, as an audience, decide whether or not we're going to absolve the person of their sin. Does that make sense? Victor's in. Hello, Victor. How we doing? East Tennessee. Hi, Brian. How we doing? Oh, quick, I'll stick that in. I've just gone with Tennessee rather than Eastern Tennessee. But if someone else from Tennessee comes in. Right, sorry, I'm behind in the chat a little bit. Aquarium Delirium from a sweltering Newcastle, 3 whole degrees. Wow, what are we at here? 4. Get it out of you. Don't know why I got so aggressive with that. Excitingly stressful, in my opinion, is the only way to describe keeping big predatory fish. For the most part, they're great, but every now and then they'll throw a huge curveball and put you down. Yeah, it's kind of my experience. I have loved them. Keeping them has been not necessarily a dream, because it's a pretty easy dream to fulfill. But from the first time I ever saw a Timensis bass, I think it was, and I thought, that is an awesome fish. I'm going to have one of them. And that's what spawned me to do the mega tank project. That's what got there. And now I've got some big old bass in there, and they are fantastic and beautiful and all that kind of stuff. But they're stressing me out. I don't know if it's the direction I want to go. But then, am I chopping and changing fish too much? Oh, there's all those other kind of problems. And what do I do with the fish? I need to give them back to Liam, but he's not got a tank to take them. Oh, so these months down the line, possibly all these things. But that's kind of where my head's at. So mega tank's taking up valuable space. It is indeed a little bit. Go halves on a small unit. With who, though? I'm also extremely lazy. I'm a lazy, lazy man. I love the fact that my fish room, I can touch most of it. I'm in here. There's no commute. I come downstairs. Done. That's it. I think that would grate on me if I did go. I mean, I'd love to do it one day if it justified it, that I needed to expand and I needed to go retail so as I could open to the public because there was just so much demand. And great, that'd be fantastic. But I think it would grate on me that the benefits of just being here in my house. If I want to go into my house, I walk upstairs and I'm there. If I'm hungry, I go to the fridge. You know what I mean? It's not like I haven't gone to an office or worked from anywhere other than my home for a long time. I'm very used to it. I'm very lazy. I don't like change. This is vote for me. So I don't. Unit might be in my future because I have thought about that in terms of doing more of the aquascaping stuff. That might be easier if I had it in a nice place, a dedicated place. But yeah, there's a level of, I mean, I call it laziness as if that's a bad thing, but I think if you want something done efficiently, get a lazy person to do it because they'll find the easiest way to get it done. So I'm an efficient person. I'm extremely efficient. I just don't like wasting energy on things. Only 21 likes? Come on, people. Where are the likes? I can't even see my likes. I don't know. Let's have more than that. It's not laziness, it's just efficiency. Yes, thank you, Applegal. That's exactly what I'm going for. Right, so we're going to do the quiz. But before we do the quiz, we'll hear one of your confessions. But let me find the quiz so as I can send you a link to it. Wherever it is. There we go. Copy link address. Live streaming. That is the link to the quiz. And let's hear your confessions. So, as I said, this is the confession booth. I'm going to pick one of the confessions that's been submitted, and then we will hear that confession. No judgment, but you will be asked to judge. So be nice. But we're going to go for whether or not we shame the person or we absolve them in the end of their sins. In fact, I know which one I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick my favourite one that was submitted today. Oh, we've had 5 extra ones since we've been on. So the idea is this meant to be a safe, judgment-free place to confess your fishing mistakes. Your confession might be read out now on the live stream, and then me and the chat will react, maybe offer some advice, and ultimately, hopefully, absolve you of your fish-keeping sins. It's not an idea of shaming anyone, although we might shame you. It's to learn, laugh, and remind yourselves that we all get things wrong. So you can submit anonymously or take credit. Entirely up to you. So, are we ready to hear our first confession? This is not an anonymous confession. This is a confession from someone who wants to be known as Daniel. And Daniel writes, "Hello, Aquarium Adventures." No, he doesn't write that, but I added that in. His confession is, a colleague at work genuinely died in an accident. Sad, obviously. I told my wife that his wife had asked me to take an aquarium from him. But in reality, I had just bought a new aquarium. So, one of the questions I ask about your confession is, When you look back, did you learn anything? Was there a lesson, or was it just chaos? Daniel learned, always lie to your wife when it comes to aquariums. And then the final question I ask you on the forum is, do you seek absolution for your fish keeping sins? Daniel has selected, I regret nothing. So, we're going to run a quick poll. I was having I spat my tea everywhere. It wasn't tea, it was a can of iron brew I was drinking, and when I read that this afternoon, I spat it everywhere. I think that's fantastic. You're going straight to hell, but I think that's fantastic. Right, okay, let me find the thing. So I'm going to try and run a poll. Oh, the poll's buggered off. Why is the poll go... Oh. Okay, that didn't work. So we're going to run a quick poll on the chat then. Sorry, bear with me. I'll get this better next time. So you're going to get two options, shame or absolve. What does the hive mind think? We're going to run the poll for a few minutes, and then we will see how everyone feels about Daniel's submission. Thank you very much for your confession. We might come back to that later. As Fish Family also says, if you fancy joining and becoming a member to support this level of nonsense, feel free. That would be fantastic. First class ticket to hell, says Adam. Absolutely fine, says Just Average Dan. I wonder if there's a correlation between that name. Is he still married? If he is, then it works. Too funny. It's genius. It is genius. I mean, I like that. Lauren says, if that's my Dan, I'd be fuming. There would be no marriage. So clearly it wasn't that Daniel then. Happy wife, happy life. No point rocking the boat, says the Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums. I mean, there is that in there. Absolve him, says Lee. I mean, I know how I think. I know how I feel. It's kind of one of those things where it's just... It's so bad that it's good. It's like... It's fantastic, but you're going straight to hell, as somebody said earlier. I think that is definitely the case. We love Daniel. Grail says, brilliant, but definitely going straight to hell. Exactly, it's brilliant, but definitely going straight to hell. In fact, I'm just kind of upset with myself that I've never used that before. Where's that big aquarium come from? I had to... Should I tell people this? She might be watching. I have done it in the past where... So my version of that story is where I've bought something that I've wanted, and Vicky's going, what? Where have you got that from? What? Oh, why have you bought yet another one of those? I was, oh no, I didn't buy it. Someone sent it to me. You know, because I'm famous on the internet. Oh yeah, Fluval sent me that. Eheim Aquarium. Yeah, definitely. Oh no, I haven't spent 200 quid on a filter. It was sent to me. Honest, Gav. Next time, just use the excuse when no one died. And it's the fact that you used an actual death. It's if you're benefiting from a real death as well. That just makes it even better or worse. Worse. Better? Oh, I don't know. Bandit said I'd absolutely do the same. Evil genius, Simon. It isn't it? Oh, and there you go. People have got a ready-made excuse now. It's just the equivalent of your wife saying it was on sale, so you're off the hook. Yeah, there is a bit of that. Soon, Daniel will be miraculously winning a number of aquariums in various sweepstakes. I know. It's so bad that it's good that I have all kinds of feelings about that. So we'll let the poll run for a couple of minutes. I'll remind you again of the link to the quiz, if I can. It's too difficult to find all these different things. And those of you who like to do the scanny thing, here is the scanny thing. Freshwater Ichthyology, hello! You've just missed out on our new feature for the evening, the fish keeping confessions. We might do another one after the quiz. Girl math, fish keeper math. Yeah, there is that. I spent £1,000, but if it wasn't on sale, it'd have been £10,000. So therefore, I've saved £9,000. Rebecca says, I couldn't get away with that. We got offered things at the university, but so far I've missed out on a new steak, rats, guinea pigs, turtles, etc. Even missed out on a kitten and a rabbit in the past. And but would you use a colleague's death to give yourself one of those things? So the first confession of the channel, I think, was a beauty. It was Daniel who used the actual death of one of his colleagues to buy himself a fish tank and tell his wife that it was the dead colleague's fish tank, and the dead colleague's widow asked him to take it. Definitely going to hell, but should he be absolved? While we think about that, I'm going to give it another 30 seconds or so, and then we will close the poll and see what we think, and then we'll start the quiz, of which we have 18 people. This is the normal quiz. This is your 20 questions with the 2 rounds of betting, and then Answer Smash will be after that. Right. Yeah, we've got 18 of you lined up for the quiz. Pardon me. Right. Let's close. We'll end the poll. Should we forgive Daniel? Of course we should. Daniel has been absolved. So if you're watching, Daniel, 66% of the responders, 29 people voted, 66% of them think we should absolve you. So you have been absolved. Congratulations, Daniel. Right. It's like Confessions that was on Radio 2. I mean, I definitely didn't steal the idea. No. I'm trying to just think of more things to do on stream to make it a little bit more fun, see if we can't entice 1 or 2 more people to come and join the fun with us. So, here's where the fun stops. We're going to play the quiz. Good luck, everybody. Absolved, but will be haunted for the rest of his life. I don't know. If I was to die and someone used that as an excuse to get something that they wanted, I think I'd be all right with it. In death. Bandit says, I don't lie about buying stuff to my girlfriend. I just lie about how much it costs. Not even because I don't want her to know. It's just because it makes me think I spent less money. I know. Have you seen the concept of partner receipts? I've seen that in a few shops where you can get an actual receipt for a thing, and then you can get a partner receipt so you can show your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. How much was that? You can go confidently say, oh, well, here's the receipt. It was only £15. I need to log in for a quiz. Mine isn't letting me join. It says page not found. Oh, we can't have that. Is it this one? Is that just the same one I've already put in? Let me see what it does. I know it works for me. typical IT response. Well, it works for me. Confessions are... Oh, confessions. I've missed out on some wordplay there. I like that, Dan. It's definitely crowd.live FJG42. Or the scanny thing, if you want to scan the scanny thing. It is this link here. Because I've just clicked it and it worked. I might have used the wrong link earlier, possibly. I did use the wrong link earlier. I apologize, everyone. Yeah, if you use that latest ones, confessions should be saved for answer smash. Yeah, well, we've got plenty more, so we can do a couple more if we get a chance. But hopefully everyone has had a chance to log in now. Sorry, everybody, for sending the wrong link out, but the right one's out now. So you're going to have 20 seconds to get this sorted out. Good luck, everybody. I think I'm spoiling you with possibly 2 fish questions in this quiz. The answer smash is entirely fish related. Question number 1. Which of these 19th century English novels were written by Jane Austen? 3 of these were written by Jane Austen. 1 was penned by Charlotte Bronte. Which one? It was Mansfield Park by Charlotte Bronte, Jane Eyre, Emma, or Sense and Sensibility? What's Crowdpur? This is Crowdpur. Crowdpur is the software that runs the quiz. But maybe we could do a cat themed quiz at some point, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So 3 of these 19th century novels were written by Jane Austen, but 1 was penned by Charlotte Bronte. Which one? 11 of you have gone for Jane Eyre. The correct answer is Jane Eyre. Well done. Now remember, Lauren, first place. Fast fingers, Lauren. As Just Average Dan has done. If you want your 75 points, get them in now. I'll get my calculator out. Where is my calculator? Not going to go well. Oh no!
Prizes!
Prizes! Lauren scored a right round number.
Prizes!
So there was Lauren.
What the points make? Prizes!
Dan.
What the points make? Prizes! What the points make?
Who was after Dan?
Prizes! What the points make?
Mona Lee.
Prizes!
Sorry, everyone. This is the maths section of the quiz. Mandy and Stevie P. Stevie P. Mandy 75. Stevie P. 145. Mona Lee, Apple Gal, and Adam. Mona Lee. We've done Apple Gal. Easy one. And Adam, who is called... What was Adam called again? I can't remember. AI robot, I believe. Can't believe I've just used a calculator to add 80 and 75 together. Sorry. It really would be easier if you did. I know, I was trying to introduce some kind of stratagem to it, so as you could add your 75 post getting the question wrong in question 10 for the gambling one, but yeah, I might just do that. Alright, I think I've got everybody. I think I've got everybody. So we shall move on to question number 2. In 2013's Frozen, what is the name of the kingdom that Elsa presides over as queen? Is it Arendelle, Maldonia, Avalor, or Oradon? Uncle Joe's Fish Shed says, sup. What's up, Uncle Joe? How we doing? Teresa Carroll has just popped in as well. Nice to see you. What kingdom does Elsa preside over in Frozen? What do we think? What do we think? 15 of you going for Arendelle, because it is Arendelle. Well done. And the film Frozen, it's Arendelle. The makers of the film drew heavy inspiration for Arendelle's breathtaking landscape and architecture from Norway. There you go. Now you know. Lauren stays in top spot, just ahead of AI Robot and Average Dan. Yes, I like that one, Mandy. Let's from next week on, we'll do that. If you can request, when I first say, here's the link to the quiz, if you tell me you want your points up first, then we don't have this. I can be doing this. I need an assistant. Or some kind of AI robot to help me do this. Question number 3. In the 1986 classic Big Trouble in Little China, the villainous Lo Pan seeks a bride with what colour eyes? Is it green, hazel, golden, or blue? Used to be one of my favourite films when I was wee. Oh, golden is the most popular answer. It was actually green. In order to break an ancient curse, Lo Pan must wed a bride with green eyes. I think if you choose when to add them, you can either potentially multiply it a lot at first, or if you lose everything, you can have a little boost later. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So we'll give people the choice that if they want them straight up, they can let me know, and I will do that, rather than embarrass my poor arithmetic skills. Just Average Dan takes the top spot. The Armitage household is going to be argumentative tonight as they fight for top spot. AI Robot in third place. Mysterious Error 404. Back in again. Right, question number 4. Of these 4 tree varieties, 3 are true evergreen, but which has leaves that fall? Is it a pine tree, a maple tree, a fir tree, or a spruce tree? Which one of these is deciduous? Rebecca's not heard of a movie. No. Quelle surprise. But this was a movie made in the 80s, I think. So, possibly even older than Die Hard. Your one from Sex and the City was in it? Yes. She's actually from the UK. Can't remember what her name is. Which one of these is deciduous? Is it pine tree, maple tree, fir tree, spruce tree? 20 of you going for maple tree. 20 of you know your trees, because it is indeed that. Everyone doing that. Kim Cattrall, that's the one. Heard of it, but never watched it. Yeah, it's good. It's worth a rewatch. I watched it a couple of years ago again. And yeah, it's a bit dated. The special effects are a bit... For the time, they were great, but... But it's not a bad film. Question number 5. In what country was the birthplace? No, I've added words again. What country was the birthplace of the limbo dance? Was it Argentina, Trinidad, Brazil, or Jamaica? No, she wanted to. Sorry. I'll go and get a beer. I've been quite looking forward to drinking this one. So, just go on big face for a second. So if you remember, we had Yeasty Boys last week. So we've got another Yeasty Boys one. But look at this. That's all. What do we think on this one? Ooh, we very much don't know, but we don't think it's Argentina. There are two people going to get all the points. No, they're not, because it was Trinidad. The limbo dance, famously categorized by the phrase, "How low can you go?" originated in Trinidad and Tobago. Traditionally performed at wakes. At wakes? It has become a fun and festive dance, often accompanied by upbeat calypso music. What situation led to... Oh, sorry to hear about Aunt Betty. Hey, how low... How did that come from? Anyway, AI Robot takes the lead with that one. Strabo gets it right. Robin gets that right. Victor got that one right. Melanie got it right. And Dee got it right. Question number 6. What film did Finding Nemo dethrone to become the highest grossing animated film ever at the time of its release? Was it The Lion King, Monsters Inc., Ice Age, or Aladdin? See if this Yeasty Boys is okay. It is okay. How low can you go away? I mean, that is pretty low, isn't it? Oh, stop crying about your dead wife. Look how low I can get under this stick. What do we think to this one? Oh, it's a nice graph. The Lion King. It is indeed The Lion King. Stevie P makes an appearance in the top 3. Error Mysteriously 404 gets that one right. Scat Applegal getting it right. Elaine gets it right. Sadie McGinger, Laurie Carey Day, Lemoy, Christine Mona Lee, all in the top 10. Question number 7. Which of these triplicate numbers traditionally represents the jackpot on a slot machine? Is it 222, 999, 777, or 444? Oh, lots of gamblers in the chat tonight, because that is correct. It is 777. The number 7 is historically being considered lucky due to biblical and cultural references. Because of this, 777 was adopted early on as the jackpot on slot machines. So there you go. Well done, most people. Lauren sliding down that leaderboard. Question number 8. You can visit 3 of these countries in the Northern Hemisphere, but which one sits below the equator? Is it New Zealand, Finland, Poland, or Iceland? Not all the questions are hard. That is tasty, that one. I have enjoyed all the Yeasty Boys ones. And it's only 3.4% alcohol, so you can have a few of them. Which one of these is below the equator? Yes, of course it's New Zealand. Well done, 21 people. Dan, what happened there? Cat, Strabo. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you've got a cat and it jumped on your keyboard or something. Question number 9. Of these small bones in the human body, which one is located in your wrist? Is it the incus, the stapes, the capitate, or the malleus? Which one of these is in your wrist? Incus, stapes, capitate, or malleus, or malleus? When it's easy, I have to triple guess myself, assuming I can't be right. I know. Some of those are ear bones. At least one of them's an ear bone. What do we think? Ooh, it's a little bit of a spread. 5 of you gone for incus, 6 for stapes, 8 for capitate, and 5 for malleus or malleus. The answer is capitate. The capitate is the most central bone in the wrist and is named after the Latin word for head due to its rounded top. Now you know. That was my handy hint. I didn't just know that off the top of my head. Stevie P takes the top spot. Just average Dan back up into third. And now we have the first gambling question of the evening. So remember, risk any, some, or all of your points. If you don't risk anything, you can't lose anything, but you also can't win anything. Here comes your cryptic clue. It's old news. It's old news. Your handy hint. See what you did there. Haha. If only that was on purpose. Question number 10. What common newspaper feature actually debuted in the New York World in 1939? No, 1913. Was that the crossword puzzle, a daily horoscope, a classified ad, or Dear Abby? What newspaper feature debuted in 1913 in the New York World? Crosswords, horoscopes, classifieds, or Dear Abby, whatever Dear Abby is. Is that like the agony ant or something like that? Right, what are we going for? 12 for crosswords, 7 for classifieds. It was the crossword puzzle. The now common crossword puzzle made its debut in the New York World on December 21st, 1913. The feature quickly gained popularity thanks to a fun mental challenge it presented. Arthur Wynne, a British journalist staying in the United States, is credited with creating this first ever published crossword. What has that done to scores? DVP is in first place. AI Robot in second. Zenny McGinger in third. I think that was Laurie Curry Day in fourth. Ooh, we've had a few losers. Scats lost something. Average Dan lost the lot. John and BB Junkie. All I can say not to say BJ Junkie for some reason. Lauren's in fifth place. Straybos in sixth. Seventh is Fat Kids. Apple Gal lost it. Lemoy lost it. Vectra lost it. Christine lost it. Oh dear. But don't fear not. You can come back. Question number 11. Which of these products was once sold as a floor cleaner, dandruff remedy, and gonorrhea treatment? Is that Pepto-Bismol, Borax, Listerine, or WD-40? Bandit fishing going all in paid off. 21st to 9th. Wow. Classifieds have been around. Have always been around. My dad uses them a lot for family history stuff. I know, I do quite like the classifieds, especially in like local papers, because you see all kinds of stuff in there. One is someone trying to sell a wash machine, and the next one can be someone just having a rant about drains or something. What do we think was used as a floor cleaner, dandruff remedy, and gonorrhea treatment? Borax you've gone for, but the answer is Listerine. Renowned as an antiseptic mouthwash, it had a fascinating and varied history. Originally introduced as a surgical antiseptic, it was later marketed for a range of unusual purposes, including floor cleaner, anti-dandruff treatment, and for a time promoted as a remedy for gonorrhea. Now you know. Reliant Robin and D got that one. As did Maddie and Applegal and Dan. Well done. The comeback starts here, Dan. And Bumblebee. Question 12. What type of item does an arctophile collect? What type of item does an arctophile collect? Is it trading cards, toy soldiers, train sets, or teddy bears? Borax is good for mummifying things. So most people are going for trading cards. The answer is teddy bears. The Greek word arctos means bear. So an arctophile is a bear lover. The GIPG says, hello, good evening folks, I'm just home from the late shift, nice to see you. It's going swimmingly, thank you very much for asking. We're just halfway through the quiz, which Stevie P, AI Robot and Zenny McGinger are doing their damnedest to lose, but they still remain in the top 3. Question 13. When it comes to natural phenomena, what does the word Chinook mean? When it comes to natural phenomena, what does the word Chinook mean? Is it waterfall, fissure, gully, or wind? Bear lover means something else now. Helicopter, yes. Well, helicopter's not a natural phenomenon, but there is a name. It is a name of a helicopter. Dan thinks surely wind, since it's the name of a helicopter. I mean, you'd think so. And 15 other people agree with you, and you're all right. Of course it is. Named after the Pacific Northwest native Chinook tribe, the natural phenomena is known as Chinook. Describes a type of warm, dry wind common in the interior west of North America flowing east across mountain ranges such as the Rockies. Stevie P got it. AI Robot and Zany McGinger did not. Question 14. What element is added to steel to make it stainless? Is it titanium, chromium, manganese, or zinc? Stainless steel is made by adding what to ordinary steel? Yeah, good point there, Dan. I could have picked. The city we live in is famous for steel. It's called the Steel City. And I've used a Brazilian pan. What element is added to steel to make it I mean, when they say element, I think they just mean what is added to steel to make it stainless. For those of you being extra picky. What is added to steel? You think it might be zinc or chromium? Or maybe titanium. Nobody thinks it's manganese. Well, it's chromium. Chromium gives the steel its highly prized resistance to corrosion as it forms an invisible layer of chromium oxide on the surface when exposed to oxygen. Easy for me to say. Error 404 has mysteriously made his or her or their or whatever's way up into third place. Just average Dan getting that one wrong on purpose because it wasn't a Sheffield pan. Question 15. What is the common term for a person who fishes with a rod and line? Are they a caster, an angler, a linesman, or a hooksman? Hooksman. Hooksman. There's a moose loose about this hoose. Adam thinks their brain has shut off after the betting. Yeah, Mandy's with you. What is the common term for a person who fishes with the rod and a line? Almost all of you have gone for angler, thankfully. Whoever's gone for coaster or caster or linesman. That was one of your easy questions. Lauren. Oh no. It's awful when everybody gets it right except you. Because you're so easy to spot. And K-pop Forever 11. Question 16. Moving swiftly on. 3 of these chemical elements on the periodic table are metals, but which one is a noble gas? Is it tungsten, lithium, krypton, or manganese? Which one of them is a gas? Comfort break. Okay, well, comfort break. Beer break. Three of these are metals. Which one is a noble gas out of tungsten, lithium, krypton, or manganese? 14 of you going for krypton. It is indeed krypton. Well done. PvP still in the lead. AI Robot still in second. And the mysterious Error 404 still in third. Question 17. Named after a queen, the Margherita pizza was created to represent the colours of the blank flag? Was it the Spanish flag, the Greek flag, Mexican flag, or Italian flag? Was it the Spanish flag? Not even a Spanish accent. Don't know why I did that. The Greek flag, the Mexican flag, or the Italian flag? Hey, sorry, Italians. What do we think? We almost exclusively think it was the Italian flag. It was. Well done. Margherita pizza is named after the Italian Queen Margherita of Savoy. The pizza was created in her honour in 1889 by Italian chef Raffaele Esposito. To highlight the Italian flag, the pizza features 3 key ingredients: green basil, or basil, white mozzarella, and red tomatoes. Stephen P. What are you doing getting a pizza question wrong? Lauren says, my idiocy is coming out, ready for answer smash. Just in time, yes. Question number 18. In a standard deck of playing cards, what do the queens hold in their hands? Is it a sword, a star, a chalice, or a flower? What do the queens hold in a standard deck of playing cards? I'm looking forward to Answer Smash tonight. There's a couple of toughies in there, but there's a few easier ones. He's pulling a 6 and then a 7. I'm not in control of what cards he pulls. The answer is flowers. Well done, 9 people. While the depiction of the queens and their attributes varies slightly across different decks and manufacturers, traditionally all 4 queens hold a stylized flower in their hands. There you go. Penultimate question, people. Here we go. Aquarium plant Nymphea is more commonly known as what? Dwarf hairgrass, tiger lotus, guppy grass, or frogbit? Nymphea is more commonly known as what? This one's quite nice too. Bit of a spread, but 10 of you getting the right answer is, of course, a lily, which is a tiger lotus is a lily. So, going into the final question, Stevie P has a quite commanding lead, 100 points-ish over AI Robot, who is only 10 points ahead of the mysterious Error 404. But you never know, depends what comes of the betting. Here is your cryptic clue. Don't be a Muppet. Don't be a Muppet. Or maybe do be a Muppet. I don't know. Gamble what you feel comfortable gambling, and we'll see where it all ends up. Final question of the evening, everybody. Here we go. 3 of these characters from Sesame Street, but which one is a Muppet? Is it Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Oscar the Grouch, or Fozzie Bear? Which one of them is a Muppet? The other 3 are on Sesame Street. Rebecca says, I have seen both. I just like both. feel like I had to think too hard for that one, says Mandy. No, I mean, this flummoxed me because I was like, oh, it's obviously, is it obvious? Let me consider Fraggle Rock. Sorry. What do we think? 12 people going for Fozzie Bear, 3 for Oscar, 5 for Cookie Monster, and 2 for Big Bird. Big Bird, definitely Sesame Street. Cookie Monster, definitely Sesame Street. Oscar the Grouch, Sesame Street. The answer was Fozzie Bear. What has that done? Your winners. In third place, the mysterious Era 404 with 2,732 points. In second place, and your winner tonight, after AI Robot, DVP, 2,918 points. So the top 3 didn't change at all. But we will do a quick little bit of live spreadsheeting, because everyone loves that so much. We'll see how the current standings for the month are. Right, so that's you. Delete that. Copy that. Need to hang on. Open that. January week 3. There we go. Stevie P, unsurprisingly, is still in the lead, 8,054 points. Error 404 mysteriously in second place with 7,368. Then it's a big jump down to third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. In fact, yeah, third to 10th, not that much in it really, but first and second are running away with it. So unless something goes horrifically wrong in the next week, it's between Stevie P and Error 404. Lauren is fuming. Congratulations to everyone, especially the top 3. Yay! Dr. Teeth, Floyd, Sue, Toot, and Animal. That was the band, wasn't it? And the Muppets. Jonathan's not sure how I'm still third. I mean, you are a long way, but third it is. People keep losing on that final gambling question. I finally made the list, says Mandy. After my 90 points last week. So, that was the main quiz. Is there anyone still here watching? There's still 40 of you kicking about. The main event, though, is Answer Smash. Answer Smash, which is coming up soon. Shall we do one more confessions? Welcome to Fishkeeping Confessions. Let me just do a bit of a random number generator type thing. See which one we're going to go for. Okay, we're going to go with this one. Right, so, as we have discussed, this is a safe place for you to share, judgment-free, your fish keeping mistakes. We will judge them, though. Your confession will be read out live on the live stream, where the chat and I will react to the confession, maybe offer some advice if we can, and ultimately absolve you of your fish-keeping sins. Unless we don't. We may shame you. The goal isn't to shame anyone, but we might do it. It's to laugh, learn, and remind yourselves that everyone gets things wrong sometimes. You can submit anonymously or take the credit. It is up to you. This one, today's confession, this evening's confession, is from Anonymous. So, as you know, I ask you 3 questions. The first question is, what is your fish-keeping confession? Anonymous says, one time I smoked way too much and decided my 125 gallon needed a big water change. Everything was going fine, but I got lost in a trance staring at the tank filling. I watched it intently as it filled higher and higher and higher, then out, water slapping over the tile floor. Very hypnotic, peaceful waterfall sounds. I enjoyed the waterfall for a full minute before I realised what was happening. The question I ask is, looking back, did you learn anything? Is there a lesson, or was it just chaos? Anonymous responded, I have not changed anything about my habits or lifestyle. And the final question is, do you seek absolution for your sins? Your choices are, please absolve me, I deserve judgment but accept forgiveness, or I regret nothing. Anonymous has chosen, I regret nothing. That is your second fish-keeping confession of the evening from Anonymous, who has neglected the pass part of the Puff Puff Pass ritual and overflown their tank. I mean, who hasn't overflown their tank? But let me just get this poll set up. So the question we're asking ourselves, do we absolve? How do we... absolve or shame? Start the poll, run that for a couple of minutes and see what we all think. I mean, it's not really a sin. It's not really a terrible thing. You're only really hurting yourself. You haven't caused a catastrophe. Nothing has died. And I've got to be honest, I've found myself in similar situations. I mean, it's been a while since it's been exactly the same situation, but I have overflowed many a tank for not even being impaired in any way, shape or form. So I know it's easy to do. It's going to be even easier to do like that. I remember once, as a very young man, I need to check, is my mum or dad in the chat, or wife, or any family members that might use this against me? I'll just give them a minute to answer before I tell the rest of this story. Let's see what everyone else says. Jonathan says, it's not really a sin, is it? Yeah, I think the confession bits it in the way. It's not really a sin. These are funny now. I wish me something funny to submit. I mean, you can have normal confessions as well. Puff Puff Splash says that. Chemically induced neglect, that is a tough call. I got drunk and decided my fish needed a snack. I put way too much food in there and wasted half a bag of micro pellets on the floor. Luckily, it was only a fish tank they were looking after. I tell them they can use it against you and expect them to chime in. Silly man, of course. No, but in a previous life, a long time ago, a friend and I remember we were standing next to my dad's hi-fi deciding what CD to put on or what record to put on. We put it on, and as he pressed play, and I remember this explicitly, it was Led Zeppelin 2. He pressed play and I looked out the window and went, oh look, there's a bird on that fence. And the two of us just went, and stared out this window. This is the worst story in the world, but the thing that resonates with this is that entire album played while we stared out of the window at a bird that flew away after a minute, yet for another 55 minutes We just stared out the window like. So, I know how you feel if you're a little bit impaired, where you can go, oh, it's beautiful, the water flowing over and the sound splashing. Oh shit, oh no, that's bad. So, I think that's fine. I'm hopeful everyone's going to absolve you. Dan says, when I get drunk, I buy things. Luckily, I couldn't get anyone to collect 16-foot tricks I tried to buy on market. T-Rex I tried to buy on Marketplace. We all make mistakes, especially when under the influences of substances. Yes, indeed. So, let's see. Let's close the poll. How are we feeling about this one? How do we feel about Anonymous? 20 votes. 85% of the voters voted to absolve. Anonymous, you are free. So there you go. That was our second fishkeeping confessions. I have a bunch that have been submitted. I'll look through them all, but keep them coming. If you are interested in submitting your own confession, where's my chat gone? Where's my chat gone? The Google form is there. Go for it. And we'll try them out again. But now, it's the latest thing on the internet. They're all going wild about it. It's the crazy new craze of... I was trying to get the link copied so as I could time it right. Everyone's going wild for it. It's Answer Smash. That is the link for Answer Smash. For those of you who don't know, Answer Smash is a unique quiz. Definitely nothing like Richard Osman's version, where you will be asked a question and shown an image. The answer to the question and the name of the image are your answers. Those two answers must be smashed together. So the last letter or last two letters, three letters, whatever it is, of the first answer will be the first letter, two letters, three letters of the second answer. Therefore, Answer Smash. Now we're going to rename Answer Smash with a better title, because I liked some of the suggestions from last week, but I just didn't quite get around to doing it. So we're going to go with Answer Smash for one more week, and then we'll rename it something else. It's also very difficult for me to come up with Answer Smashes, so I don't know how many more I've got in me. Present a trivia game. For those of you who like scanning the scanny thing, there is the scanny thing for Answer Smash 5. So I might say, what is green, hops around and goes ribbit, and then show you a picture of a man hitting a little tiny white ball with a driver. So green bouncy thing goes ribbit, frog. Man hitting a little tiny white ball on a golf course, golfer, frog golfer. Frog golfer. So G, the last letter of frog, is the first letter of golfer. But it might be two letters, there might be three letters. Oh, that's the amazing bit of it. There will never be any spaces. So even if the second word or the first word is actually two words, don't put spaces in. Don't put frog and golfer. If you spell frog wrong or golfer wrong, I'll give you the answer. But if you put frog space golf, I'm not getting it. Does that make sense? Good. Sweeping the nations, this is a truly international quiz. The hype train for Answer Smash knows no bounds. Who knows where it's going to end up? Oh, Adam, yes, you've picked out the problematic part of my example there. That could have been golf frog or frog golf. BB Junkie says use AI to generate some answers. Do you know what? I have found the limitations of AI. It cannot generate answer smashes. I have tried many times to get it to help me with answer smash. It does not get it. It does not understand the rules. If anything, it's worse than you lot at answer smash. I will say things like, give me 2 words where the last few letters of one word is the first few letters of the next word, and it'll be like potato wine. You're like, what? Yeah, because they fit together. No, they don't. What are you on about? So, my advice, keep it simple. Figure out the 2 answers. See how they fit together. It won't necessarily make a word that's a real word when they're smashed together, like frog golf isn't a word. Give it a go. Don't think too deeply, because I came up with them, so they can't be that hard. All I can say. Are we ready to go, people? I think we are. Did you yell at ChatGPT like you do at us? Yes, I could show you the transcripts of me going. I have proper conversations with ChatGPT where I'm like, what? Have I done something to offend you? Why won't you listen to me? Why are you giving me the worst answers possible? A Casio calculator could do better than this, ChatGPT. Here's the countdown. Good luck, everybody. Just have fun. Just have fun. Question number 1. Siamese fighting fish, better name, and that thing. So Siamese fighting fish is answer. And I've done them all where the question is the first part of the word. So someone's just answered the question and not put in the next part of it. Oh, no. Oh, God. There will never be a space. Last couple of seconds. Are you going to get it? 13 of you have got it. Well done, 13 of you. Right. The answer clearly was beta and tank, making betank. Betank. Get it? Get it? Betank. Not just beta or a tank. A tank. No. Beta Panzer at least was a beta and a tank. That was a bit too specific, and you included a space in there. And it's not smashed. So you haven't smashed. And is that even a Panzer? I don't know. I don't know my tanks. But 13 of you, well done. You got that one right. Because the correct answer was betank. You get it? So beta and tank. I've capitalized the crossover letters so as you can see what's going on. As always, I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Oh. So you all get to play, but that's it. That's your last freebie. Question number 2. Here we go. That's meant to say the process of getting a new aquarium ready for fish. And that picture, what is that? The process of getting a new aquarium ready for fish. And that. Oh, one person's in there straight away. Well done, that person. Two people have got it right. 3. 4. 5. Everyone so far has got it right. I mean, it'd be boring if you all got it right. I might have to change things up, make it harder. Okay, there we go. One of you is so close. Right. It's interesting answers. So that's what we'll say. We'll say interesting answers. The process of getting a new aquarium ready for fish is cycling, and that is a goldfish. So cycling old fish. Cycling old fish. Now, someone has put nitrogen cycling goldfish. I'm giving you that. Goldfish a cycle. Psychish. Bleach fish. Who's preparing their new aquariums with bleach? A goldfish in. Ah, I like it. That's a good answer. It's a good try. Fish in cycle, and that's a goldfish. But no. And cyclefish, no. It was cycling goldfish. So, John, Bandit Aquatic, Christine, Melanie, Lauren, Era404, Scat, Strabo, and Just Average Dan are our only survivors so far. Stephen's brain did not brain that one. Question number 3. Everyone can continue to play, though. The base layer of an aquarium, often sand or gravel, and that thing. What could that be? The base layer of an aquarium, often sand or gravel, and that thing. Oh, one of you's close. Dirt kettle. Oh, dirt kettle. I like it. I get the impression there are people who are like, oh, what's the first words I can think of? Spam penny. Ugh. Tuesday club. No. The base layer of an aquarium, substrate, and that thing, which is clearly a teapot. Substrate teapot. Substrate pot. Substrate pot. Substrate tea. Well, it's close, but it's not. It's not a bad answer. It's a wrong answer, but it's not a bad answer. Sub tea. That's a bad answer. Dirt kettle is a brilliant answer, but also a horrible answer and very, very wrong. Dirt kettle. It's like the aggressive underscore there. Like, I've not put a space in. No, the correct answer was substrate teapot. Substrate a pot. John, Bandit, Christine, Melanie, Error404, mysteriously, Scat, Strabo, and Just Average Dan still in as we go into question number 4. System of rules and regulations governing a country, and whatever that is. The system of rules and regulations governing a country, and whatever that is. I'm classing this as an aquatic themed question because it's water. What do we think? Someone's got two, two underscores. Very aggressive. Oh dear. Right, let's have a look. System of rules and regulations governing a country. Law. And water. La water. So pretty sure this is just French from Adam. Yeah, kind of. La water. Answer splash. I liked it. Law splash. Close but no cigar. La water is what we were after. Oh, we've lost a couple. We've got John, Bandit, Christine, Scat, Strabo, and Just Average Dan still in. Moving on to question number 5. A type of filter more popular in the marine hobby, valued for extra water volume and the ability to hide equipment. And that thing. %100% correct one. I'm confused by some of these answers. I need more info on the text parts to figure out these, especially with the UK, US vocabulary differences. So many things could be that I was trying to make Constitution fit. Well, to be fair, I used the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of law as the text, so that's like the American dictionary. But yes, I mean, it's meant to be hard. It's meant to be a challenge. There are two things there. But yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tricky. For this one, we had 11 sumpuffer, because a type of filter more popular in the marine hobby is a sump, and that is a pea puffer fish, or a puffer. I would have accepted pea puffer, so sump puffer. Pea puffer sump. No, it's the wrong way round, and it's not smashed. There's no overlap there, unless it's pea puffers, but there's only one pea puffer there. So I'm not giving you that one. Undergravel seahorse. Undergravel seahorse underscore. And what? Pea pufferter. Pea puff. Pea pufferter. What? Pea pufferter. No. Don't get that one. The answer was some puffer. I would have accepted some puffer fish, some pea puffer, or some pea. John, Bandit, Christine, Scat, Strabo, Just Average Dan, all still in. If I have a look at the rankings of the survivors, we've all got 5 questions correct. 4 questions correct are Error 404, AI Robot, Stevie P all on 4, Applegal on 3, Lemoy on 3. Can't see that, my eyes. Zenny on 3, Melanie on 3, Lee and Lauren on 2, Hulk Smash on 1, and BB Junkie on 0. Question number 6. This is traditionally where they start to get harder. This fish is rightly known as the king of the freshwater aquarium. And whatever that is. Creme d'anglaise, if that helps anyone. It's helped one person. Christine was fastest there. Error 404, pretty fast, as was Zenny. What? Are you all on drugs? So 5 of you have gone with Discus, the king of the freshwater aquarium, and Custard, Disgusted. Disgusted. Bat Arawana. What? Bat Arawana. Bat Arawana? Bat? Or is that meant to be beta? No. Or the batter? Batar? Did you think that was batter? No. Discus. I mean, that's like, I know some of the answer. I don't know what that shit is. I'm going with discus. I like this one. Pankakoi. Pankakoi. Answer smashed. They have to be answers that are smashed. Discus cake. Lionfish kiso. Creme d'angler starfish. What? Creme dangle starfish. Creme dangle starfish. Creme dangle starfish. I kind of want to give you the points for that one. Cream discus. Cream discus. And crimberly fish. What? Crimberly fish. Is that meant to be creme brulee fish? Well, that's why I said creme d'anglaise is French for custard. That was to give you a little bit of a help, you know. It's saying batter and arowana. Ah, batter. Okay. Well, it's not batter, and an arowana is not the king of freshwater fish. So, yeah. Bandit Fishing says, I'm disgusted that you think arapaima isn't the king of freshwater. Well, it's clearly the discus. Everyone knows it's the discus. That's not custard. I mean, it is. But yeah, it doesn't look like custard, I suppose. Maybe. What are the rules again? Creme dangle starfish. What? I don't get creme dangle starfish. Creme d'anglaise. Ah, so that's meant to be creme d'anglaise. That's not how you spell creme d'anglaise. That's creme dangle starfish. I'm getting t-shirts made up that say creme dangle starfish. I've never seen custard poured like that. I mean, custard, to be fair, different people have different thicknesses of custard. Like when I make a trifle, I want custard that you can cut with a knife. Whereas if it was on like a nice piece of apple pie, I would like custard that I can drink, etc. Overriding rule. Graham is always correct. There you go. That is well done. So, disgusted. Well done, everyone. Oh, well done, Christine. The only person who's still in at this point. It's only going to get worse. I'm sorry, everybody. Here we go. Question number 7. Japanese wrestling and that stuff. Japanese wrestling and that stuff. So this could work both ways, but as I said at the start of the game, the question is always the first word of the answer smash. I'm going to give you oh dear. Every answer smash, without fail, has made me not cry, or has made me cry. Japanese wrestling, sumos, sumo and moss, sumos. Now somebody put moss sumo, so I've given you that, even though it's wrong. I'll give you mozumo as well, even though it's spelt wrong. I'm not going to get anyone for spelling. Sumo Sprite, nice try. Hulk Hogan-san, nicer try. But it was indeed sumos. It was sumo, Japanese wrestling, and moss. That is some Java moss. Is Christine still in? Christine's still in. As we go into question number 8. Question number 8. Make a garment, blanket, etc. by interlocking loops of wool or other yarn with needles or on a machine. And that. So I'm proud of this one, but it's a toughie. Crochet, that's a lot of ammonia. He's disgusted with us all. I am indeed. I hit R instead of T. Well, I'll try not to do you for spelling. What? Blood blanket. Are you okay? Blood blanket? Oh, some of them are so close. So, obviously, the answer is... I feel bad now because so many of you have gone for knit test. But it was nitrate. Knit and nitrate. So it is a test, but it specifically is the nitrate test. So it's nitrate, knit and nitrate. So knit test. I mean, should I give knit test it? I mean, that's not what I was going for, but it is a test. So, oh, I don't know. If more than 5 people type in knit test or knitest into chat, I'll give you it. What's this? Nisser, Nitissa, night, nope. Looming water test. Nitrate. So close. So close. I mean, you've got the two answers. You've got nit and nitrate. You just haven't smashed them. Crochet, that's a lot of ammonia. And blood blanket, that's concerning. Because whoever wrote blood blanket, where were you going with that? Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 nit tests. One more and you get it. Are you all drunk? Lee says that was my misspell. What, the nitrate? Your unsmashed one. Or the nitisser. Well, we only got 5 nit tests, so we're not giving you nit test, I'm afraid. The answer was nitrate. Knaterser. That one was Lee. Too far away. Too far away. Oh, we've got an extra nit test by the same person. That you don't just doing it twice doesn't get you. You know, come on. The rules to uphold here. Go on then. You can have it. Graham's looking for a fight. Poorly worded question. It would be knitting. No. To make a garment. Make a garment. You knit a garment. You don't knitting a garment. The process of making a garment would be knitting, but make a garment. You knit a garment. Anyway, I've given you it. Oh no! We have no survivors. Eliminated after how many questions have we done? Oh, quite a few on 7 though. Scat, John, Christine, Stevie P, Just Average Dan, and Error 404 all have 7 right after 8 answers. If any of you were a hero member, you'd have an extra life to get you through. I don't think any of you are. But just for fun, let's see what question 9 was. German aquatics brand under the Hagen umbrella. And that stuff. I fear spelling's going to come into this, but I will give you it if you're close enough. So there's 2 technically correct answers, but misspelled. German light show. German aquatics brand under the Hagen umbrella. And that stuff. What could that be? So we have a plethora of answers. German aquatics brand under the Hagen umbrella, it's Fluval, and that is Vallisneria. So there's a few energetic attempts to spell Vallisneria, which I am going to give you because it's a hard word to spell. I mean, Fluvalisaris. I mean, is that close enough? Vallisaris? I mean, it's Vallisnerius. Yeah, we'll give you it. Wassiflora. Hager sword. No, close though. Fluval. I mean, Fluval. It's not really an answer smash because it's just the first one, but Fluval and Val, because people do call them Val. I'm nothing if not a forgiving person. Hager Nicole, please sponsor. I want to give you a point for that one. I've not heard from Hager in a while. I don't know if I've upset them or not. One thing I want to do is I have a video planned on Hager because my Hager 800 watt heater has started playing up. I wanted to test them, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to open a case without revealing it's me. Because I know if I say hello, it's me, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you can have a free one. I'll replace that." I want to. The Hager things that I've bought for myself, I've never failed, so I've not been able to return any of them or try out their warranty or anything. I'm not sure. Anyway, I digress. It was Fluval and it was Valicineria. Well done, everyone that got that. Still nobody in. And the final question of the evening. Soft, pillowy Italian dumplings traditionally made from a dough of cooked potatoes. And that picture. Jonathan says, I've got the same heater. Let me know if it fails. It hasn't failed. It's just today was incessantly beeping at me. It was functioning fine. It wasn't overheating. It wasn't underheating. It was fine. It was just beeping constantly. Hager, I think, are good compared to Fluval though. What in terms of a lot of emails? They sent me a stock list, but it's in German. So the Fluval rep got a new job last year, so the Fluval rep has been replaced. The new rep has not been in touch at all, so I don't know. I think my Fluval relationship might have died a death because I've not been offered anything by Fluval for quite a while. And normally the old guy used to keep in touch quite a lot, and even if he wasn't sending me things or offering me things, he was just like checking in every now and again. Not had a neat, so much as a sniff from the new person. But also Hager, they used to be in touch like every other week. Do you want any of these? Do you want any of these? Do you want any of these? Had nothing from them. Anyway, soft, pillowy Italian dumplings traditionally made from a dough of cooked potatoes. Whoa. Soft, pillowy Italian dumplings is gnocchi, spelled Gnocchi. And they are some chichlids, or cichlids as some people like to call them. Cichlids. Chichlids. So it was gnocchi cichlids. So I'm going to give you all the poorly spelled ones. Because who knows, I might have misspelled it myself. Cichlid gnocchi, I'm not giving you that. Gnoc cichlid. No cichlids. Pie cichlids. Gnoc cichlids. Some of these are close enough. I'll give you them. But there is like a limit on how many answers I can put in, so if I run out of them, I'll even give the one with the question mark. Cichlid gnocchi, no cichlids, and pie cichlids ain't getting nothing. I spelled cichlid wrong, haven't I? It's because I always say chichlids. Yeah. I refer you to my earlier answer of Graham is always right. So thank God nobody was in when we got to this question. Chichlids is obviously the right answer, and moving swiftly on, nobody won that game. Okay, oh, that's a shame. Wah. I should get points for the only one to spell cichlid correctly. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Sorry, everybody. I made a mistake. I did make a little bit of a mistake. None of my fluvals work, says Rebecca. I mean, none? All my fluvals work. So you must be very unlucky to have none of your fluvals working. All my fluval stuff has been pain-free, and I know I have been sponsored by Fluval for a while, but I have always been a Fluval. I fall on the Fluval side. I like most Fluval stuff. Some of it's very expensive, but I still like it. I think it's good. And it's cheaper than some of the alternatives. But it all works pretty well. The thing that put me off, the thing that made me go Fluval and be a Fluval fanboy was the Eheim Jaeger heaters. Because they were like £5 million, and I had two of them that died. One which tried to kill all my fish. And I was like, don't like this. Uyghur sponsorships are no questions asked, and the wave maker, otherwise I'm paying marine tax. So, my favourite thing about Huyger, if anybody follows Bentley Pascoe, he made a video recently about Huyger and how they were basically trying to buy out the aquatic YouTube market by sending anyone and everyone videos, free stuff to make videos about, and that they don't really innovate, I think was his main thing, that you or I could go on AliExpress and find the same manufacturers of the same equipment and put our names on it and sell it. And presenting that as a negative, I don't really think that is a negative. It's just a thing that people do. Big brands do that all the time. So it's called white label goods, where a factory, a manufacturer produces a thing, and then you buy 1,000 units of the thing, slap your logo on it, and sell it as your brand. It's a well-trodden path. It's a thing that everybody does. Huyger do it. And what the Bentley's video, Bentley's good friends, not good friends, I've never actually met him in person, but I've spoken to Bentley many, many times. Like him, get on with him, good friends with Bentley. His point was some of the products are kind of like almost there, like where if you could get them to tweak something, like a little, whether it was a design principle or a manufacturing tolerance or some little thing, if you could tweak it, it would make it the perfect product. But Huyger have no interest in that because they buy white label products and slap their brand on it. So they don't have R&D. They don't have design teams. They're just resellers, if you like. So if they hit on a good product that's good and they can sell a lot of it, that's great. If they hit on something that's not quite good, they just dump it. And that's why you'll see lots of Huyger products will just come and disappear. You'll never see them again because they were shit. But the ones that stick around, they keep going with them. And he was arguing that it would be great if you could just get them to make these little tweaks and then they'd have brilliant products. But Haiger are just the resellers. They're not the manufacturers. So you really need to go to the manufacturers and get them to make that little tweak or get them to make those options for you so you can have your perfect product. But I really like Haiger. So I have made videos slating them in the past. But until very recently, they would always ask me to make more videos. They would never... I'm trying to think of other brands who did this. So other than Fluval, only Haiger have been never given me any requests, any instruction, any editorial requests over any content. It's been, do you want this product? Yes or no. Whereas so many other brands are, we'd love to send you this product. Okay, but make sure you say these things, don't say these things. Can we see the video before you put it out? And there's loads of conditions. Haiger, I've just been like, do you want this? Yeah, here you go. And I have made, I mean, not for a while, because most of the stuff that I've got recently has been good, but I have made videos where I've said, this is shit. Haiger have sent me this. I don't like it. These are the problems with it. I can't recommend it. Not a peep from Haiger about that. Whereas all the other brands have been like, oh, you can't say that. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh. Habistacks. Have you seen Habistacks? Loads of people have been making videos about Habistacks recently. So they sent me a Habistacks thing about a year ago, if not longer. And I made a video about it. And I said I didn't like some things in it. And God, it was like... They were constantly, take down that video, you have to take down that video is not good enough. Oh no, you can't say these things. You said negative things about our thing. I'm like, yes, it has negative points, it's not great. Whereas all the other videos that I've seen about it, especially the more recent ones, have all been, oh, it's fantastic, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm going, but it isn't. No, it's not. So that's the more common way brands work with people like me, is they're all over you for making sure you're saying the right things. I have no problem with brands saying, please cover these points, or we think these are the main selling points or the benefits or why this is a good thing. Please cover them. Absolutely fine. You want to cover the good points. Nobody wants to make hit jobs. Nobody wants to make bad videos slagging things off. But when they say don't put the video out or take the video down, which is even worse, or you must say things in a positive light, no, not interested. Haiger, never done that. And to their credit, they have not even tried to insinuate that you have to make a positive video. It's like, we want the honest opinions, just get it out there. I've even said to them in the past, this is rubbish, I don't really like it, I don't feel comfortable making a video, and they encouraged me to make the video anyway. So quite happy with Haiger. I have noticed, however, the videos that I've made that have been negative, or that I've seen other people make that are negative, those products get dropped. And I don't see anything wrong with that business model. I think that's a kind of perfectly fine, perfectly fair business model. Most of the Haiger products I've bought recently, because I've bought just as many as I have had free from them, because I feel it's important to do a bit of both, not just rely on the free stuff. So I really wanted to make, so 2 sets of lights failed, and I wanted to make a video about the warranty process and all that kind of stuff to see what it was like. But because I was an influencer and said it, they were instantly like, yeah, of course you can. Here, have 2 new ones, here, have some replacements. But I feel like, I mean, I might be unfair in thinking this, but I feel like they might have just done that because it was me rather than just Joe Blogs who had bought a thing. So unfortunately, or fortunately, none of the things I've actually bought for myself, like I've got a big air pump running my central air system, I've got some other lights, I've got some circulation pumps, I've got some sump pumps, some wave makers that I've all paid for, but they've all worked flawlessly. So nothing I've actually bought for myself has failed. So I can't make that video. So this heater, again, I thought I'd bought that myself, but there was one that they sent me. But it's not actually broken. It's just beeping. It still seems to work fine. I don't know what the problem is. We may never know. So I'm quite happy with my Hooger stuff. I don't know about any long-term stuff because I've not had anything that long. But we'll see. Right, we're at 23:17. We're way over time. Way over time. Let me see if there's anything quickly before we go. QC Aquaholic, not seen you for a while. It has been a while. How we doing? Heaters are silly money and love to break. I had an Eheim heater which had an electric fire. Yeah. I think heaters are just one of those things that their very nature of their design hasn't actually changed much. So yeah, there'll be fancy ones with LED screens and there'll be fancy ones with... But ultimately, it's electricity heating something underwater that's bound to go wrong eventually. The way they're manufactured, it becomes hard to fix them if they go bust, especially if the ones contain timers and circuit boards and Bluetooth. Yeah, so, but that's what I mean. Fundamentally, heaters are really simple. There's lots of extras that are added onto them to make them fancier, but that's just another thing that can go wrong. I think nothing has convinced me that the way to do heating isn't to buy the cheapest possible heater and add a heating controller like an Inkbird or something along those lines. I think it's one of the things that I'm kind of happy to plan for failure with. Fluval have always been good for the first few years, but it's always fallen apart in the long run. My FX6 is noisy. I mean, I'm still running an FX5 that I have run for... It's got to be more than 10 years, 15 years even. And it's fine. It's absolutely silent. It has had periods where it's gone noisy, as has my FX6, but it's always been something I can go, aha, this little bit of filter media has got into the impeller and is making it noisy, or this has blockages causing an air trap, or whatever. I've always been able to just fix it. Sometimes rock solid reliable is better than innovating for the sake of just innovating. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All my Aqua 1 heaters have been working for 3... Oh, so you've jinxed yourself there. They're all going to fail immediately now. Super common with fish foods. Aquarium Co-op's products are all white label and definitely keeping fish simple. Yeah. As are mine. A lot of my fish foods are white label fish food products. I do not manufacture a fish food, but I sell fish food on my website. It's kind of a... If someone is manufacturing something at volume, at scale, that you're happy with, why go to the trouble to reinvent the wheel? Tiger just wanted me to post an... They haven't even asked me to do that thing. Habistacks I don't think work long-term for plants. I mean, I don't think they wouldn't work long-term for plants. They've certainly come on since I did my thing. When the one I got was just a 3D printed thing. I think they're now... There you go, the Habistacks 3D printed or injection molded. They're ugly AF. They are. So the ones I got were 3D printed. I think the newer ones, or the actual production releases, are injection molded. But they're still exactly the same design. I met them down at Aqua when I went to the thing because they were selling it. And they were trying to get me on board, and I was like, you don't realise I've already slagged this off. And you fell out with me. You just don't realise who I am. I mean, I'm fine with it. I get the concept. I just don't think there's many people that can make it work in that way. Because the whole idea is that it's for a bare bottom tank, or a tank that you don't have an opportunity to make planted. But it lends itself to really, really tall tanks and nothing else. Because everything else, you can't put any plants in the top half because they immediately hit the top of the water. So I just don't get it. Don't like it. Don't get it. Didn't work brilliantly, but it was kind of fine. And if you could make it work, then it would be fine. Is that Oscar small or are those silver dollars huge? A bit of both. So the Oscars maybe 7, 8 inches. Silver dollars are enormous. Show 'em. Get measuring tape out. Where's my measuring tape? So, yeah, it's a scale issue. They're all enormous. God, I'm miles behind. Sorry. Better the cheapskate heaters and maybe the longest. Yeah, that's my approach to heaters is get the cheapest ones possible and then just make sure you've got protection on them. Yours are very much affordable for fish food, beating competitor. Yes, everyone, go and buy my fish food. It's very reasonably priced. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. I can afford to not make massive margins on my fish food. So all the fish food I sell is fish food that I use. So I just buy in bulk and have an agreement that I'm allowed to rebadge it with Aquarium Adventures so I can sell it. But if I had to make a living off this, I would have to put I just don't make much. I don't make much margin on any of the things I sell because I see it as part service. I make a little bit of money. I'm not going to lie to you and not say that I'm an angel who's only interested in providing a service to the community. But if you do notice, my plants are a little bit cheaper than everybody else's plants. My food's a little bit cheaper than everybody else's food. And often they'll be from the same suppliers and the same farms and the same this, that, and the other. It's because I can afford to, because I'm not trying to make a living at this. But at the same time, I don't want to undercut anybody so drastically that people who are trying to make a living out of this have this oik taking the rug from under their feet. So I'm trying to strike a happy balance where I can make a little bit of money and helps me eat the fish tanks and feed the fish tanks and all that kind of stuff without negatively impacting somebody who's doing this at scale as a business. But I might want to go down that route and make this my main income source at some point. So things might. So what I'm saying is, you want some fish food or some plants, get in now before my prices go up. I'm tempted to sell my own fish food, but I don't know if I want to do more catered diets, and I don't want to ask people to pay much. And that's it. It's if you want to do it, you have to think: am I doing this as a service? Am I doing this because it's the right thing to do and I'm passionate about it, or am I doing it to make money? They are the ends of a spectrum. So there's lots of wiggle room in there where I'm doing this to make sure I don't lose money. It's tricky. It's a very tricky thing because I have lost money. So when I price my plants at £4 or £5 or whatever it is, that's going on. Right, if I buy 12 of them, I can sell them for £4 each, and I can make £1 profit on each plant. Brilliant. But then when you think about it, okay, well, if I don't sell them all, I have to pay to light that tank for a month until it does sell. And one of them might just melt off and die, and I can't sell that one. And one of them might go to somebody and get lost in the post, and I'll have to refund it. And one of them might go, and the person's not happy about it because it's a bit crappy looking, and they'll ask for a refund. So, like, straight away, you've lost money. You're trying to do a good thing, but it's just the mechanics of business is you have to price into your pricing all the potential failures. So if you have a really good month and you sell everything straight away and nothing gets wasted and there's no wastage whatsoever, you make some money. Most months on my plant sales, I break even because they don't all sell out straight away, and the ones that don't sell start to turn, or I will have a refund request or whatever it might be, and I'll just not make any money. But I'm quite happy that somebody has got some plants for a half decent price, which is again one of the reasons I'm thinking of doing more in-person sales, so as a person can come and pick out things they're happy with, take them away, rather than relying on me to post them and getting frozen while they're out in shipping, or getting lost, or whatever it might be. I know, who knows? Who knows? Right, it's 11:30, people. I'm still here yathering away. Oh, Apple Gal, if I was in the UK, I'd buy from you. Thank you very much. So I could talk all night about this. It's something I'm very interested in. I love a bit of... I love a bit of business talk and thinking about it, where we could go with it. If you price too low, customers tend to trust it less. I think there's a word for it in business. There is. You're right, and that is a thing. They assume something's wrong with it, or they assume it's not serious. And that's part of the... I should literally, every second video should be me feeding a fish with some food that I sell, saying this is available on aquariumadventures.co.uk and it costs £1 million. I know for a fact some of my competitors... So I think I'm one of... This is my super soft Artima. So this comes from... There's one place in the world that makes this, or this scale, in Germany, and I think I'm one of like 3 or 4 people in the UK that actually sell it. So I import this like 20 kilos at a time every few months, and I sell it for... It's the most expensive food on my website, but it's almost half the price of other people that are selling it. I mean, there are other people selling it for a little bit more than me, but I am the cheapest person in the UK that sells this food. And some of the people that sell this food sell it for almost double what I sell it for. This, I think, is a fairly safe bet. It doesn't go off. As long as I sell it before we get long expiration dates, this stuff is currently good until September 2027. So as long as I can sell all this to leave a long enough shelf life, it won't go off. It's not going to deteriorate. I'm not going to lose it and don't get many refund requests. I can have a modest margin, make a good enough money, and be happy with it. A plant can die. A plant can get algae all over it. A plant can have all kinds of problems. A plant needs fertilizer to do well. It needs light, it needs heat, it needs water. All these things come with costs. This just needs to sit in a box somewhere until somebody buys it. So it's a lot safer bet than plants or fish. Fish need to be fed, they need to be heated, all those kind of things. Pardon me. The soft Artemia is really good. It is. It's kind of one of the best foods out there. So I should probably make more videos about it. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I've had a wonderful time. I'm sorry for going over so late. People think chickens are substandard when they see the... Yeah, and that's the thing. There is a thing that if you price something too cheap, people think there's a problem with it, or it's not premium, whereas this is a proper premium food. I could charge double this and still be competitive. But I'm happy with the little bit of margin that I'm making, and it's kind of a service I'm providing to people if they want it. Right, people, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my warts and all, how much money do I make on YouTube video that I made last week. Let's see if we can crack it in 2026 and actually start making some money. That'd be nice. If nothing else, at least we get to hang out on a Friday and have a bit of fun. Hope you have a good weekend. I don't know what I'm up to this weekend. I think I might be doing some pond work, hopefully, if it warms up a little bit. But other than that, have a good one. See you next week. Bye.